Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Morning Verses with Mike. It's Friday. I hope your day is starting off absolutely amazing. I know mine is already. And so we're headed into what's going to be a really great weekend. And if you are, a couple quick reminders, if you're joining live, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. And you can give a shout out in the sidebar. I'm going to move over here and pop this open so I can see what everybody's saying, what everybody's doing there. There we go. Hey, good morning, Melissa. I see you're in here early. Jeff, Gary, nice to see you guys. As I'm saying that, I look over my left shoulder right instead of right here talking to you. So anyway, good morning. If you would do me a favor, if you're getting something out of these morning verses with Mike, if you would just share the video, click the share button and you can like on it and let's help spread the word, share our faith. Couple things that I haven't done in a few days. One, I tagged a bunch of people this morning because, those are people that have asked to be tagged in the morning verses. Some mornings I'm doing that, some I'm not, just so it doesn't become overwhelming. But I have no method to the madness. So if you want to get tagged into a morning verse with Mike, just DM me and let me know. If you don't want to get tagged, also same thing. Just send me a message and say, hey man, it's overwhelming, it's too much, there's no hard feelings, it's fine, but I am not doing that every single day. And a couple other things. We are going to be reading from the New Living Translation, Every Man's Bible this morning. And so we're going to get into Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. Like I said, I hope your day is starting great. One other thing that I haven't reminded folks in a while, I do believe that there are different verses in the Bible that speak to us. We can read the same verse, different time in our lives, get a little bit different message depending on where we're at. So I would encourage you, if you have a verse that's impacting you right now in your life, just share that in the sidebar. Share it on your personal page and tag me in it, because I would love to continue on the conversation after the video. I would love to be able to have that conversation with you and, share our faith together. So Ecclesiastes, the reason I like reading from this version of Every Man's Bible is it has some extra notes. It's a study Bible. And so it says, what is the book of Ecclesiastes about? It's trying to figure out the purpose of life. We all want to know that, don't we? So getting into chapter 9, verse 10, it says, whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. I'm going to read that again. Whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. This is just one of those, this is speaking to me right now. And it's the reminder that to have a truly happy life, we have to work at all that we do. Don't get me wrong, it is wonderful to be loved and wanted and appreciated in our lives, but it's also wonderful to be needed for putting in good, hard work and putting in all of our effort into something. There's a feeling of accomplishment and pride that comes from a job well done. Right? When you go after something and you finish that task at hand, there is something to be said for that accomplishment. You feel good about it. And the nice thing, part of the reason that we have that overwhelming feeling is because not only do we feel good about it, but other people see it and will often compliment us. And they say, hey man, great job. We appreciate you. Hey, we watched you do that and it was super. And so we get that sense of accomplishment and pride from other people as well. One of the keys, even though we are all every day experiencing the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives, most people are happy when they're busy. We have so much stuff going on right now that when there's something going on, like haven't you ever gotten wound up at work and you're just like going and going and going, and by the time you look and you go, holy cow, how is it 4 o'clock in the afternoon? It feels like I just got here. Because when we're busy and we're occupied, it gives us that sense of accomplishment. And we're just cruising through stuff. And it means something, right? And you get to a position where you're like, man, I wish I could get even more done. I think if I had more hours in the day, I could get even more done. And part of the reason that we enjoy that is because it doesn't leave us time to worry and fret and be frustrated and focus on the negativity, because we're working on being in the moment, in that accomplishment. You know, earlier in the chapter of Ecclesiastes, it talks about how everybody shares the same fate. It's like no matter what, at the end of it, we're all going to be here. We're all going to put in whatever our level of effort is. We're all going to have the same time in a day, right? We may not have the same time on the earth, but we all share the same fate. We go through and we live our lives. You really have to live your life, but at the end of it, we all pass on. You know, in the end, we all meet the end. Does that make sense? And so love and hate and, you know, all of the emotions that we experience, it's all gone at the end. It's all gone. And you could say, Mike, you're really rambling on this morning, but I have all these different points that are just firing at me in my head, and it all stems from, I'm going to share it one more time, Ecclesiastes 9:10. Whatever you do, do well, for when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. You know, so once we're headed out, none of it is left. Like there's nothing. And so this verse for me is really just a key reminder that while you're here, whatever you're doing, whatever you're invested in, do it well. Do your best. Do your absolute best today, right now. Be in the moment and just do a really good job. So, you know, for the people that are joining live, I'll give a few shout out. Man, they're going by the screen. So Matt and Jason, Kenneth, Ben, Shamika, Jordan, Steve, Scarlett, nice to see you all this morning. If I missed some, they may have scrolled by up at the top, but thank you so much for the people that are coming in and watching. And do me a favor, like I said, click the little share button and put that out there if it's connecting with you. Share a verse in the sidebar that you're connected with right now in your life. Reminder, real quick, as I'm wrapping up, I do this every weekday morning, 6:15 a.m. Mountain Time, so whatever time that is where you're at, I would love to have you come in and join me. And again, if you have a verse that's impactful to you, if you have a verse that you want me to share, some of them are really opinionated, some of them are more to the core and in context with the Bible, but it's just something I want to do to share that positivity and get our days going right. And they're usually 3 to 5 minutes. I think this one's longer than that. But anyway, I hope you have a really amazing weekend. I hope you have a really amazing day today. And go make somebody else's life excellent. And like I said, whatever it is that you do, or like the Bible says, whatever it is that you do today, do it well. And I will tell you this, until we speak next, I hope today is absolutely amazing for you. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.